Hello, my friends. Another dedicated candle review for you today. We're going to be talking about Kringle Candle Reserve White Lotus. Full disclosure, before I get into this review, this candle was sent to me in PR by Kringle. I am a brand ambassador. However, if you've been with my channel any length of time, you guys know I give it to you straight. I let you guys know what my burn experience has been, what my nose is picking up fragrance-wise, and then leave it in your court to decide if a candle would be a good fit for you. Stay tuned to the end because I do want to touch on a little bit about preferences and whatnot when you are watching reviews, but I will save that part for the end of this video. All right, so we have White Lotus, which I know that there is a very popular TV show with this title. Fun fact about me, you guys, I actually don't watch a whole lot of TV. I am such a busybody that I'm just always moving. I very rarely sit down and watch TV, and usually by the end of the evening, I am just, if I do watch TV, I want like kind of like mind-numbing TV. I'll tend to watch reruns of shows that I'm already familiar with. But anyways, I don't watch the show White Lotus, just to let you guys know. But I am aware that there is a very popular TV show by that name. Let's go ahead and talk about this fragrance. This is one of their 2-wick 100% soy wax candles. This is in their kind of transparent black jar that is synonymous with the Reserve lineup. This does retail for $34, and this candle is clean, meaning that it is made without phthalates, parabens, all of the things that you might be concerned about, VOCs, all of that kind of jazz. So let's go ahead and talk about the fragrance notes on this candle. We have top notes of citrus and floral, mid notes of dewy green, aldehydes, base notes of musk and floral. This specific candle that I am reviewing has a pour date of February 5th, 2025. So if you have caught any of my candle chats, or maybe even my initial first thoughts of these candles when they were sent to me, I did do like an initial first sniffs video. In fact, I think I had done a couple of burns by that point on the candles. And what I told you guys, and this is what I still stand by, is that this candle to me very much I would put in the category of like a body wash type of fragrance. I don't mean that in a derogatory way at all. To me, this smells a little bit, it kind of reminds me a little bit of like a Caress body wash, but it's a little bit more elevated. It's not just like, oh, drugstore body wash, and that's what you're getting from the candle. My nose definitely detects, I would say the top note of citrus and floral. It might be, again, this is a very popular fragrance note, I feel like, in this spring summer lineup over at Kringle. I feel like the citrus note that I'm detecting in here might be a little bit of bergamot in here. It's not really like lemon or lime or orange to my nose, so I'm thinking it might be bergamot. Whatever floral notes in here, they're definitely more of like a how would I put this? Like a watery floral. It's not a pungent, it's not like a white floral or anything very heavy and oppressive in terms of the floral note. How it says like dewy green, I would say that I would agree with that in those mid notes and the aldehydes, because this to me is kind of like a watery, I don't even want to say floral fragrance, slightly, but to me, again, it's more of like maybe those tropical florals, not as heavy as like a hibiscus. But yeah, this one's just, it's a little bit harder to describe, other than if you are somebody who likes maybe a more elevated take on some of like I'm just thinking of like a Caress body wash. I know I initially said Dove, and maybe it could be a Dove body wash too. But I think the more that I think about this, I think that it reminds me of a Caress body wash. It's almost in kind of like that peachy blush container, like blush colored container. That's what I'm feeling like this fragrance is reminding me a little bit of. However, again, I've always kind of liked that fragrance. I don't purchase it a whole lot now. Truthfully, you guys, I just buy the Dove body wash because it's in a 3-pack and usually on a coupon at Costco. That's what works for me. But that's what this fragrance reminds me of. So if you are somebody who likes fragrances that are a little bit soapy, but again, this fragrance is not perfumey in any ways. This one is very, I would say, gentle in some ways. It's definitely noticeable and detectable. We will talk about that when I get into the strength and throw. But this fragrance to me is very clean, without it smelling like cleaner products. It's just very much, it reminds me of like a shower fresh clean, but not, I feel like sometimes when we talk about shower fresh fragrances, sometimes those lean a little bit more masculine, like traditionally masculine, or people will think like Irish Spring or some of those soaps, or maybe a little bit like heavier perfumed fragrance. But this to me is definitely more of like a watery floral. You get those aldehydes. It's kind of, it smells kind of dewy, but also just shower fresh. That's the best way that I could describe. If there is a citrus, they do say there's a citrus note in here. My nose would say that it's bergamot, but it's a very soft bergamot. It's nowhere near the fresh bergamot fragrance that's in the country lineup. Musk, not really. I don't really determine anything like powdery or perfumey necessarily in this fragrance. It's very, very nice. I've actually been burning this fragrance with the Seaside candle from the Country Candle lineup. That's a great pairing. And then most recently, like this morning, I am burning it with the new Vacay fragrance that is in the KRINGLE came out with those 3 wicks. I think they were launched with this reserve launch a couple of weeks ago, where they're bundled like 3 for $33. Anyways, it's been pairing really nicely with that Vacay. So if you happen to have both of those candles in your collection, they make a great pairing. Let's go ahead and talk about the performance of this candle. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it around here. You can see nice, clean burn, nice deep wax pool. This candle has been burning for about three and a half hours now, I would say. You can lift it up there. The flames are performing well. I'm not getting wild and crazy wicks. This candle actually doesn't even really need any kind of wick trimming. But yeah, nice, clean wax pool going on. Strength and throw on this candle. Okay, so here's the thing. This fragrance by nature is a little bit more, like I said, of those kind of like watery, fresh fragrances. So I would say the strength of this candle is probably, strength and throw on this is a high medium. I would probably give the strength of this about a 7. It's very noticeable and detectable. I walk into my home and I smell it. Is it going to be overpowering and headache inducing? No, it's not. It's perfect for me, to be honest with you. The strength of this candle, I would give strength about a 7. Projection, where I am burning it from, which I've shown you guys in some other dedicated reviews that I've been burning them on the wall where my quilt rack is. And for whatever reason, my candles are just projecting so well from that point. Projection on this candle is probably, like the throw is around an 8. For me, it definitely fills up the open concept where there's high ceilings. I can smell it over here in my kitchen. Fills up the open concept living space pretty well. In a closed concept, it's definitely going to be a lot stronger and perform probably even a little bit better in there. When I burned it in my bedroom, again, because sometimes I'm moving fragrances around, when I burned it in my bedroom, again, it's a very nice fragrance. It fills it all up. In fact, I would actually almost say that this is a really nice bedroom fragrance more than it is a fragrance that I enjoy burning in my open concept. I like this one as a complementary scent that I would put in the bedroom. Very, very nice, fresh, clean fragrance. Is it going to be a repurchase for me? No, but is it a fragrance that I'm enjoying enough that I could see myself burning it all the way down? Yes. Just because, like I said, I do have fragrances already in my collection that I feel like this pairs very, very nicely with. So this candle does get 2 thumbs up for me if you are interested in it, if you like fragrances in that fragrance family. I do have a discount code with KRINGLE. It is an affiliate code eligible for a commission. I do always like to be upfront with that. The discount code is Katie15. It will save you 15% off of your full priced purchase over at KRINGLE. Right now, they are running, at the time that I am filming this, and they're marketing it as a Mother's Day sale. So I feel like that sale might be going on for a couple of weeks, but they are running a buy one, get one free on a lot of their regular line, not this reserve lineup. But if you want to save some money on some shipping, the 15% won't apply to sale candles. So if you're buying a couple of candles that are buy one, get one, they won't apply to that, but it should still apply to the reserve candles. So if you're wanting, again, to save money on shipping, now would probably be the time, if you're going to place an order, to maybe purchase some of the reserve candles. So let me know in the comment box down below if you have purchased this candle, what your burn experience has been with it. What do you think of the fragrance? Do you think that I'm correct in saying that this kind of is in that body wash launch category, or maybe you're picking up on something else. I always am curious to hear what your thoughts are down below. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button on this video if you enjoyed it. It helps me out. And then here's the last thing that I did just want to give a little bit of a teaser for something that I'm going to discuss in probably one of my more sit down in front of the camera videos. But one thing that I did just want to remind all of you guys when you are watching my reviews is on all brands across the board, is that I think it's really, really important to familiarize yourself with not only my preferences, and by that I mean not just fragrance preferences, but also where do I prefer the strength and throw? What kind of wax formulas do I like? I think it's really, really important to make sure that you remember where the reviewer is coming from, not just for my videos, but for my fellow content creators who also review candles. I think it's really important to just know where that reviewer is coming from, as well as be honest with yourself as to what your preferences are, because sometimes that can help you if there's a lot of quote unquote hype being created around a product. That way, you can just factor that in when you're making your purchases. So I will touch on that a little bit later, probably in one of my weekend videos, but did just want to put that out there. There's been a couple of things that have kind of been brought to my attention over the weekend, and that's why I am addressing that. But anyways, you guys, I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.